Hi, I'm Turlough Guerin, Chair of the Ag Institute Australia. Welcome to the Chairs column of this week's Weekly Alert. As you know, the Ag Institute's been working on the next professional grading in its accreditation programs called the Chartered Agricultural Professional. Now, just as a heads up, in case you don't know, the Ag Institute is going to be launching its new professional grading at the end of this month at Brave New World, Ag to 2030. Now, you should know by now, but that's going to be from the 28th to the 30th of November at the Ridges World Square in Sydney. But let me give you a few highlights, a bit of a sneak preview of what the Chartered Agricultural Professional Scheme is going to entail. So there's 6 elements that I'm going to run through with you briefly, which define what the chartered scheme is. So as I mentioned, it's going to be a new professional grading. And the first requirement is around your qualifications. Now, through extensive consultation with the board and with the committee of the board, which has done an excellent job, the Chartered Committee, in bringing together this new professional grading. And we worked a lot with divisions and also with members, and we took on your feedback. And we came to the view that we need to set that bar quite high, and that's at AQF, or Australian Qualification Framework Level 9. That means you need to have a Master's to be considered as an applicant for the new chartered grading. So not all the feedback we had was positive, and some members felt that that was a very high bar. So what we've done, we've taken that on board, and we've considered that there will be an alternative pathways, and we can go in through that with you in detail when it comes to your application. But in essence, we're expecting applicants to meet the AQF grading 9, and we'll provide support for those who don't have that or cannot achieve a master's qualification. So secondly, we're expecting applicants to be a member of a professional organisation in agriculture and natural resource management. Now, we think that's a fair requirement. We've got a number of affiliated or allied organisations in agriculture, and many of you will already be members of those organisations, some of which have certification and accreditation schemes and others don't. But to join the Chartered Agricultural Professional Scheme and to gain that grading, then you're going to need to be part of an organisation that's allied to agriculture and the natural resource management sector. And it will need to have an accreditation scheme equivalent to the current CPAG scheme which the AIA has. So if you don't have that and you want to apply to become a chartered agricultural professional, then you can join the Ag Institute, and that's one way of meeting that requirement. So thirdly, we've got a series of 6 professional standards that applicants are going to need to meet, and one of them I'll point out is called sustainable agriculture, and we think that's important because agriculture to 2030, in fact agriculture beyond 2030, is going to require a very clear-headed view on sustainable business practice. And so we're setting out a series of standards. You're going to need to meet them, you're going to need to demonstrate how you meet them in order to apply and be considered for the new grading. So fourthly, we're going to have an ethics element to the application, and we believe this is critical. In fact, it's probably the one thing which is central to the new chartered professional grading. For those of you who are members of the Ag Institute, you will already know previously that we've had a code of ethics, and that you need to sign up to that and agree to abide by the essence, the spirit and the law, as it were, of that code. We've now developed a new code of ethics, and that's available on the Ag Institute website. And it's a refresh, it's a complete refresh and revamp. We haven't thrown out the old code of ethics, we've kept those as guidelines because we believe that documents an important part of our history, and it spells out a lot of the lessons learnt from professionals working in our organisation. But back to the ethics exam. So we're requiring applicants for the chartered scheme to sit an exam, and it will be multiple choice, and it will require both a knowledge of the new revised code of ethics and it also will include elements of sustainable agriculture, but it will also require you to understand practical ethics and the workings of ethical dilemmas in an agriculture and natural resource management context. So there'll be scenarios that you'll need to work through, and you'll need to pass a certain level of that exam. And all those details will become available shortly as we approach launch. Next, you're going to need to have professional work experience in order to be considered for the chartered professional grading. So we're requiring 5 years minimum experience, but importantly 3 of those will need to be in senior management roles in the agriculture and natural resource management sector. And finally, you'll need to demonstrate that you understand reflective learning and that during your professional career you're considering and you're reflecting on your learnings. And I don't just mean successes, I also mean failures. And the scheme considers this very important, and we understand that this is best practice, so we've included it in the application process. So we're really excited about the new Chartered Agricultural Professional grading. We'd really love to see Ag Institute members who have got their CPAG grading make an application. But more importantly is that we're opening the doors to other sector leaders in agriculture and natural resource management to join us and to make an application and step forward and seek to become a CAG, a Chartered Agricultural Professional. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the Brave New World Ag to 2030 National Conference, 28th to the 30th of November at the Ridges World Square in Sydney, where we'll be launching our new Chartered Agricultural Professional grading product. Thank you.